Mark Cuban didn't grow up in a world of power, privilege, or platinum spoons. He was just another kid from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, trying to make sense of life in a middle-class household. But even as a child, he had something most people overlook: a fire to hustle. While other kids were watching cartoons, Cuban was selling garbage bags door to door. Why? Because he wanted a pair of basketball shoes, and instead of begging his parents, he asked, "How can I earn it?" That mentality right there, ownership over excuses, is the foundation of everything he became. If you want to outwork everyone, if you want to build something massive, if you want to dominate your field, then you've got to stop waiting and start grinding. Mark Cuban doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't believe in fairy tales. He believes in sweat, sacrifice, and showing up when no one else does. He says, work like someone is trying to take it all away from you, because they are. That's not just motivational fluff, that's business war strategy. People see the billionaire investor on Shark Tank and think he got lucky. But they don't see the all-nighters, the 7-year stretches without vacations, the times he ate mustard and ketchup sandwiches because he couldn't afford food. Cuban slept on the floor with 6 guys in a cramped Dallas apartment while building his first company, Micro Solutions. He didn't care about comfort. He cared about control. He didn't care about social media likes. He cared about mastery. Cuban didn't go to clubs. He read manuals. He didn't go chasing distractions. He chased skill. He says, you need to know your business better than anyone else. That's the only way to win. It's not about flashy suits or elevator pitches. It's about being the last one in the office, the first one to adapt, the one who doesn't just outthink the competition, but outlearns them, outlasts them, and flat out outworks them. You want to start a business? Good. Then stop making excuses about why the market is saturated, why you don't have funding, why someone else already did it. Cuban laughs at those excuses. He says, so what if it's hard? That's your advantage. Most people give up when it gets hard. That's where you start winning. He doesn't believe in safe routes. He believes in risk, backed by preparation. When he sold Broadcast.com to Yahoo for $5.7 billion, it wasn't because he had perfect timing. It was because he spent every night learning technology while others were asleep. He obsessed. He lived inside the process. While his friends were partying, he was debugging. He didn't balance his life. He committed his life. That's what outworking everyone looks like. He says, effort is the great equalizer. You may not be the smartest. You may not have the connections. You may not have the money. But if you can out-effort everyone around you, you win. Effort is free, but it's rare. Most people want the dream but not the drive. They want the payout, not the price. Cuban calls them pretenders. You either show up relentlessly, or you get left behind. There's no shortcut, he says. You just grind and grind some more. And if you're not learning, if you're not improving every day, you're dying in business. The world moves fast. Technology changes everything. If you don't evolve, you disappear. Cuban reads 3 hours every single day. Why? Because knowledge is leverage. If you're not reading, you're falling behind. If you're not studying your craft, someone else is, and they will take your customers, your market share, your place. He built his empire not on motivation but on movement. Every day he woke up asking, what can I do today that moves the needle? And then he did it. No whining. No stalling. No distractions. He didn't binge-watch shows. He binged on skills. When he didn't know how to code, he taught himself. When he didn't know how to sell, he practiced until it became muscle memory. He never stopped sharpening his edge. Business isn't for the lazy. It's for the obsessed, the relentless, the gritty. I'd rather be tired than broke, he once said. That mindset separates the legends from the spectators. You don't win because you were born for it. You win because you're willing to do what 99% of people won't. He says, sales cures all. If your business is struggling, go sell. If your product isn't taking off, fix it and sell. If you're broke, sell something. No matter how bad it gets, Cuban says there's always a move. Always a way forward. But you've got to be willing to take ownership. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming your team. Stop blaming your background. If it's not working, fix it. If you fail, learn fast. If you get punched in the face, stand up with blood in your mouth and try again. That's how winners are made. Not in boardrooms, but in the grind. In the hard moments. In the midnight decisions. In the endless repetitions of small, boring, unsexy tasks that no one claps for, but that build giants. He doesn't believe in balance when you're building. He believes in immersion. Your business has to be your obsession, your oxygen. Not your hobby. Not your side hustle. If you're not all in, get out. The market doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about your execution. Cuban once said, "Don't start a company unless it's an obsession and something you love." If you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession. Translation: burn the boats. Commit with both feet. Because the truth is, there's no room for dabblers. The world is filled with people who kinda want it. What separates winners is the fire to go get it, every damn day, no matter what. And here's the brutal truth. Cuban didn't make billions because he was chasing money. He made billions because he chased freedom. He wanted to be the captain of his ship, the owner of his time, the designer of his life. That's the real prize. Not yachts, not fame, freedom. And the price of freedom is paid in hours, in hustle, in sleepless nights. You want what he has. Then you've got to do what he did. Read, work, learn, fail, repeat. You've got to stay uncomfortable. Stay curious. Stay hungry. Outwork everyone, not just once but always. And never forget, Mark Cuban isn't special. He's just relentless. And that means you can be, too. You can build something from nothing. You can turn your pain into power. You can outlearn, outlast, and outperform. But only if you stop pretending and start producing. Stop hoping and start hustling. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it will give you everything if you earn it. So get up. Stay sharp. Outwork everyone. And remember, there's someone out there working to take your dream. Are you going to let them?